Hi everyone, this is Gail Minogue, your numerologist, and I haven't done a YouTube in a while, so I'm happy to be back with you. And I had a lot of time to think over some of our society's issues, and I wanted to present them to you. It's a two-part video. I'm doing part one today, and I will do part two in 2 weeks, so every other week one will go out. And today I'm going to be speaking of sort of what I see, a situation going on in America, mainly in America. I don't see it as much outside of America, but I definitely see it inside the country. And I want to bring that up to you, the issue. And I also want to point out that we are now in the number 2000 to 2,999, and what that number represents. And also the number 5, which is the country of the United States. And what has happened in America in the last at least 30 years, maybe 40 years, is the growing unhappiness of the American person. And that doesn't mean that we don't have more stuff, which we do. We don't have more activities, which we do. We have more diversions, which we do. But for the most part, we have been left feeling very, what I say, unhappy. So deep down, maybe at what we'll call a heart and soul level, Americans are really not happy, or there's an anxiety that permeates the culture and society. And it is not being addressed for people to relieve and heal themselves. So this time in the first video, I'm going to present some of the issues, and then I'm going to say in the second video, stay tuned to what some of the things that I see you can personally do to help yourself get through these years of what we'll call genuinely discontent, lack of peace of mind, lack of calmness, high anxiety, all that kind of stuff. And so we have more depression, we have more loneliness, we have more fear, anxiety due to finances, due to lack of friends, loss of friends. We have great changes going on in all the different society parts, like healthcare, education, teaching. There's fighting in and out of this country. But when you scratch the surface of all of us, there's just a genuine discontent, lack of peace of mind, high anxiety, and a sadness that comes underneath all that. And there's no recognition by the culture itself of these underlying problems, of the result of the last 30, 40 years of complete devotion to business, to corporations, to building of money, status, stuff. So what we do is we divert. We stay busy, we divert, we go to this concert, we go on this cruise, we go here, we go there. But in day to day, there's this underlying anxiety, and it's all through the culture. Rich people, they have it, they're afraid they're going to lose it. Poor people, they're afraid they're not going to get it. And everything is measured. If you look at our society, we have a data point for everything. Everything. We have a data point for how many kids are attending class at this school or that school, or took this exam or didn't take that exam. We have data points for money. We have data points for sales of houses. We have data points for healthcare. But we have nothing about the evaluation of the genuine contentment of the average person living in this culture. So it's a real cultural problem, and it's getting worse, much worse. And now with the pandemic, it's created much more aloneness, lack of community, separation, and more of this, what we'll call detachment. Detachment through Zoom, detachment through mask wearing, detachment through on and on and on. And people aren't going to theaters. There's a lack of sense of community. What the human spirit needs, it was raised in a group or a little tribe It originally came out of a support where we picked each other's fleas, where we supported one another. And now we've built in America, which is a strong 5 country, this strong feeling of individuality and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, even if you don't have any boots. Tough bippy if you don't have boots. That's your fault. You should have gotten a pair, blah, blah, blah. It is so sad. It's sad that people have forgotten their own humanity and the dignity of the human spirit. So you see a tremendous problem in our youth, you see a tremendous problem in our young adults, and you see a complete disregard and disrespect of the elderly. I mean, we put no money in it. You want to see the priorities and where it goes? Follow the money. Follow the money in America. Where does it go? What are the support systems that have for the dignity of the humans living in this culture? So it's a really basic, core, primitive, primal need. And this is what we have forgotten, and this is going to be critical, because one of the things about this new Aquarian age that we're entering, and the 5 of America, which is respect of the individual and an element of detachment. Aquarius is an air sign. So this element of 2,000 years of the Aquarian age is a detached time. So you watch even our space, our monster films, which are so big, our comic strip films, and our intergalactic travels. We are entertained through this entertainment. Nothing wrong with that, but it perpetuates this sense of detachment. So we forgot that we need each other. We forgot that we have to have dignity of the individual, or it falls apart. You see this obviously in some of the problems in America with the elderly. Where's the dignity for them? Where's the dignity of the female, that she doesn't have the right to her own body? That's called dignity. It's nothing to do with abortion. She has the right to take care of her own body. There's a wonderful commercial, and I saw it. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a couple having an intimate moment in bed, and they're under the sheets and all this. And all of a sudden, a man in a business suit walks into their bedroom, and they say, "Who are you?" And the man in the suit says, "I'm your politician. I'm your legislature. Did you know these rules before you do any fooling around in bed? Did you know these rules exist before you do that?" What a wonderful commercial, because again, where's the dignity? So these are the problems. This is creating complete loneliness. Yes, we have some communities, that's great, but we have left a lot of people behind, and we don't care. And how do we know we care? Where the money and the programs go. Follow what our representatives have given us. And basically, the representatives are actor figures who stay in power for themselves. So things are going to change. One of the things that you need to be aware of is America goes through approximately an 80-year cycles. As we live longer, it might be a little more than 80. But major crisis occurs. The first one was the American Revolution. The second was the Civil War. The third was the Depression. And the fourth one is soon to be, but it's not that far away. I don't know what it will be. It can be in health. It can be in cyber attack. It will be a crisis for Americans to handle. It will be big. It will be important. And I would expect it to happen in the next 10 years. We need something that will wake us up, shake us up, as big as a Depression, as big as a Civil War, as big as an American Revolution. It's a cycle. Once that is over, which it would be, we have a whole new day to live. We have a whole new beginning. It's refresh. It's a new way of conducting ourselves. So these are some of the things I just want to point out. I want you to remember the dignity of the individual and how it is disrespected. Even though we brag about we are a bunch of individuals and pull ourselves up, how we ignore the inner needs, the real, and it's not to do with religion, the inner needs of the human spirit, right across the board in all areas. So in the next video, I want to bring you some ideas that you may not have thought of. It will also save you money, which is very important right now with the high prices we're having. These are not going away. So how do we get used to these higher prices? We had cheap money for a long, long time. And money, that period's over. We no longer have cheap money. And I doubt we're going back unless we have this crisis. So as I continue some of these videos, stay tuned. Remember, we are in a 2 period, which is cooperation, interdependence, not individuality, not it's my way or the highway. It's not corporations over people. That's all going to change, but you're going to have to be patient because this period of up and down and volatility will follow you all through the 20s. So stay tuned for my next video, and I look forward to talking with you again.